This is my first World of Warcraft playthrough in 2025, skipping all the boring shit and going straight for the title of Gladiator rank in PvP. A challenge that a lot of people actually think I can do now, mostly because it's pretty clear that I'm a nerd. Last episode, we finally got to PvP, although it wasn't ranked and it was a lot of battlegrounds, not exactly Arena World Championship. But surely day 6 was my time to shine, to gloriously step into the arena like a golden god.
The thunder of my vengeance will echo through these
arenas
like the gust of 1,000 winds.
Wrong. It was time to learn just how trash I was.
I ain't going to jail over you. I will beat your ass and think nothing of it. I'm not doing this with you today. I'm not.
We still had a lot to learn, and my first real PvP lessons came in the form of ranked 2v2 with a dedicated healer. At this point, 3v3 Arena was so fast-paced and chaotic that I probably wouldn't learn much yet. Just panic and smash buttons and try to get away from people that are cranking me. 2v2s, on the other hand, were chaotic, but much more chill. And they gave me a lot more opportunities to learn. Introducing my brother's friend, Seiko, 20-year veteran and holy paladin main. Just picture Patrick when he gets the Ashbringer. Like Patrick, Seiko was sacrificing himself for a higher cause. It's pretty common knowledge in the community that new players very rarely go into PvP, and the scene is kind of desperate for fresh blood. And anyone curious, he hasn't gotten Gladiator in quite a few seasons, mostly due to the fact that they didn't have consistent teammates. A big theme in the comments on my previous videos, that so many people want to go for Gladiator or want to get into PvP, but it's so difficult to find teammates. This is pretty unfortunate considering there's supposed to be millions and millions of active subscriptions on World of Warcraft, even though I'm pretty sure they haven't been releasing their metrics for a long time. I wonder why. These sessions, I had zero thoughts of pushing any rating, and in fact, I really don't care about 2v2 rating, since you can only become Gladiator in 3v3 Arena. I did have some important goals, however. First of all, don't piss off Seiko. Healing is hard enough. I healed for maybe 1,500 hours of my time in Final Fantasy XIV. So I understand how frustrating it is to heal clueless DPS players. Players that don't do their rotation right, never pop defensives. I haven't scales this whole time. Position themselves incorrectly. I have a lot of respect for PvP healers, unless they actually are trash and aren't trying to learn. A very key note here is that me being so new, there was an absolutely 0% chance that I could throw blame on Seiko for anything. This was time to define my very few strengths and the many clear weaknesses that I had, and from there, hone in my skills. Let's start with game 1. What did I do wrong? Well, I fat-fingered my stop recording button and didn't even get it on camera. So that's what we would call a major issue. Let's move on to game 2. I learned that demon hunters are literal demons designed with the sole purpose of sitting on me non-stop, cranking damage into my face until I forget every button I have. I learned that restoration druids can become a big-ass tree that cannot be kicked, rooted, stunned, and pumps out damage and heals like a literal tree god. Also, I didn't calculate it, but I bet my win-loss ratio on this map is like 75% losses, just because of how weird the line of sight is. Here, more than anywhere, I could feel just how bad my positioning and movement were. Unfortunately, even still to this day, positioning and movement are one of my biggest downfalls. I was also trying to work on my callouts. I missed my kick. Wrong guy. That didn't go off. I'm just I got burst. I can't fucking... Oh, my Q didn't go. Get the fuck out of this thing. I missed my fucking thing. It won't go. Fuck. Fuck. I'm gonna sleep. Stunning.
I didn't see that coming.
Jesus. Pretty clearly, I was aware of the many big mistakes I was making, but as usual, looking back on this now, I can see so many more issues with what I was doing. Basically, every movement you're seeing is wrong. Just all of them. Still, I was having a lot of fun, and despite Seiko needing to basically break his keyboard to save my life, I think he was having fun also. I forgot to mention the paladin he was using was not geared, so this was an extra challenge for him as well. By the way, after this match was also when I finally unlocked my two-piece kit. And in fact, this was the first time I even learned about the two-piece set bonus. Spellweaver's Immaculate Scale Guards. We get the two-piece set while flying during deep breath, and for 10 seconds after you command a squadron of 2 Draktyr who will attack your targets with Disintegrate and Pyre. So when I'm deep breath and for 10 seconds, I get 2 extra dudes just slamming. This basically meant I was Eren Yeager when he unintentionally becomes a Titan for the first time. Clueless, but reaching new levels of power I would have to learn to control. Another massive breakthrough around this time would be choosing the correct specialization perks. I had kind of just chosen what I thought sounded powerful, but look at this thing. It's just so much. There was one alternative method. Go to the World of Warcraft Armory, find a rank 1 player of your spec, and copy their build.
So if you click on one in a new tab, it loads up their character sheet. And if you scroll down, you can see the talent trees. You can literally copy it and import their build into your tree. Just do like top guy 1. You're gonna see all the shit that it changes.
It went that way. Wow.
Yeah, because again, depending on what you're doing, it may be good, it may not be.
In the end, I was guided towards a slightly custom build anyways. You should always prioritize your playstyle, and remember that just because rank 1 can do it, doesn't mean you also can do it the same way as them. So, with the 2-piece and the fresh specialization, it was time to get back in there. This match was my most fluid match so far. I still had no idea where to put my player portraits and had an absolutely terrible UI setup for PvP, but as you've seen in future clips, I continually change this over time. I am talking over this match, but just know I was actually feeling this one, minus a few extreme mistakes, like not kicking this polymorph. I missed the poly, I think. But then I drop the tactical nuke. My 2-piece bonus activates, and I just absolutely blast lasers into these dudes. And for the first time, I got to see the other team panic, which I loved it. I do enjoy this class a lot, by the way. We played match after match, eventually breaking 1000 rating, which I was thinking about so little that I didn't even record it. Part of this was because I was very highly aware that I'm being carried by a veteran player, so I'm not going to sit there taking pride in the rating. I just could physically feel myself learning. I was slightly adapting, increasing my overall awareness. I still was just like staring at my hotbars during these matches. absolute nightmare for me to look up ever. At this point, my brother was also watching these matches live on Discord and really not saying anything until after the games were complete. And I was always keen to listen to every single note the boys had for me. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Shit. What can I do to stop that?
It's just going to become easier as you play. That's the solution, really. Sometimes you're better doing a 1-tier fire breath than trying to cast the full one. So remember, your dot damage ticks harder when you disintegrate. So that 2.4 mil is actually ticking quicker.
Yeah, oh wait, it says 2.7 now there? Okay, it said 700k there before. You really need somebody experienced nearby you to just straight up tell you what you're doing wrong. I don't know how to explain it any other way. If you're just sitting there playing solo shuffle and just raging about certain people and other classes and this and that, and you're not having a hard look at yourself, you're not going to get better. Also, I'm going to assume there's a handful of people out there that can't differentiate between coaching and carrying. People getting carried do not care about learning and developing their skills. It's simply get carried, get rating, get mount, quit game because it's boring and you didn't achieve anything yourself. Or you don't quit and walk around on the mount showing it off, which is really weird, by the way. Also, if you are one of those people, please let me know in the comments so I can ban you. Anyways, overall, I really enjoyed these sessions on day 6. They were really high energy. We had a ton of laughs. We had accidentally pushed a decent matchmaking rating, which, again, I don't care about. What's important about this number is that I was playing against people who were more experienced than me, which is really important if you want to learn a game.
You don't have to be that close. Like, he's gonna come right for you the second I get sapped.
Uh-huh.
Alright, I'm gonna go in a little bit here. You just follow me in. I'm sapped. There he goes. Pop your defensives. Nice. Got you sacked. Perfect. We're good. Do damage.
I'm disoriented. I'm gonna fly over there. Is he invisible?
Got him. Oh! He was right here. Okay. What buttons do you have? I still have Trinket. What do you have?
I'm sapped. I have,
I'm fine.
I have time stop and shit, so...
You're fine.
Yep. The scales.
You're gonna go on the road here? Yep. You're
He's
okay,
fucking invisible.
Yep, hit the mage. Yep.
No,
you probably...
you're not. I didn't
Oh,
kick it. I kicked it, I kicked it.
He messed up so bad, the mage. Oh, God.
I didn't fucking...
He had blocked.
Yep. I hit him big.
I blocked you.
Stunning him. At this stage, I'm sure Seiko saw me as basically Forrest Gump, but he was pretty nice about it and sat there giving me advice for many hours.
Yeah, you could, it's just about using your defensives correctly. That's all that game is against.
Yeah. Okay. 1560, is that real rating?
Did you take tab off that game?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so funny. Did you notice you
it
couldn't
was
do it?
so difficult though. Like sometimes I definitely could have gotten like extra hits off with it, but
Hold on. How many games did we just win?
a lot.
Dude.
And by the way, I've mentioned a couple times that I don't want to use add-ons. This is a little bit of a future spoiler, but I have gone against the best players in the world many times now, and one in particular had a lot of add-ons rolling. Add-ons that would literally yell at him with an AI voice that I was using my powerful abilities.
Deep breath, Dragon Rage.
Essentially making it so that he didn't even have to look at the screen, just listen to a voice telling him what I'm doing. You know, in every other game I've played, downloading programs that give you a clear advantage over somebody else is considered cheating. And I don't know how it's gotten to the point where you can pull up one of the biggest streamers, most famous people, his PvP guide, is about 10 minutes of telling you what the best add-ons are to get, literally telling you you will not be successful in PvP without these add-ons. I don't see how that's healthy for the game, and I don't see how it's right. But you know I like to go on these tangents, let's move on. One of the biggest things I learned during these matches is how important macros were. In this clip, my rescue is set to a weird hotkey and also not macroed. It won't go! Basically, I have to select my teammate, press rescue, and then select where I want to fly. 3 steps. Instead, one macro can be made that picks up my healer, and later one that can pick up my DPS partner. That way I just press that hotkey and then click where I want to go. This one single extra step could be the difference between winning and losing. And as you all know, everything is on the line. That was day 6. I know some people probably want this series to go faster. Unfortunately, I played hundreds of hours of World of Warcraft in my first month, and every day I was learning so much about the game that it's just hard to skip ahead. Also, when you're working a full-time job and spending 80 hours editing a video, and trying to grind for Gladiator from knowing nothing about the game, it's pretty difficult to get these videos out any faster. So thank you for the patience, everybody. But this was it. We were in the arena, ranked, and actively trying to get better the fastest that we could. Still can't believe how many people are watching and subscribing to this series. Really appreciate all of you. But by the way, we gotta bump these numbers up. Fishing Locked absolutely murdered this series. Get these numbers up, boys. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.